Alright, good evening everyone. I'm back. Welcome to Bob Plays Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts on Legendary Difficulty. I'm Bob the Orc. This is episode 28.1. Happy Independence Day Part 2. Yes, I meant to continue streaming last night, but we had a giant storm come through, 100-mile-an-hour straight line winds, and it did lots of damage and took out the power. It banged up my business quite a bit. I had to go and deal with all of that. And there were last night was complicated and I didn't get a chance to get back online. Finally power's back on. Hey Shadow Wolf. Everything's fine. We had some industrious individuals uh, going up and down Main Street looking for damaged businesses to exploit. It did not go the way they thought it would go, and I will just leave it at that. Anyway, so let's hop on Discord. I see Vorgath in Discord. Let's see, is that Vorgath actually here? Is Vorgath not here? Well, maybe he's not here. All right. Well, hey Shadow Wolf, thanks for dropping in. Um, and let's go shoot Mitchell. Let's go shoot Mitchell a message. Maybe he'll hang with us and tell us about his various heat pump issues. So I don't know how long I'm going to play tonight because I'm pretty wiped out, but I do want to play a little bit. So we are still fighting Germany, and we're still fighting Britain. We are delaying finishing off the last of Germany, which is right up here, so we can try and grab us some more Netherlands down here. So we want to get at least one more conquest or two going. We also have to, if I recall, we have to go and upgrade our ships because we have new technologies and we need to finish upgrading our ships. So let's go check out this stuff. I know it was only last night, but it feels like such a long time ago when all this stuff went down. So we got the new patrol ship. We want to also where's our Coast Guard? Here's our Coast Guard. We want to get these guys beefed up a little bit. These things are going to be hopefully very, very nice. Yeah, I bet you got hit pretty good in Texas, too. How did things go in Texas? Because we probably had a small tornado go through town and knock over a lot of trees, and because we had pretty much all of Norman out of power. It was, it was pretty crazy. Hey, it's JP. Hey, JP, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right, Bob. How are you?
I'm doing better than I thought I would. So we had, last night I was streaming a little bit and took a break to go take a shower and eat and all that, and then and there was going to be a big storm blowing through, so I thought I'd just shut everything down, let the storm blow through, and then stream afterwards. And storm decided to throw trees everywhere, 100-mile-an-hour straight line winds for about 45 minutes or an hour. And most of the city lost power. Debris went flying through through the window of the TV lounge at my computer store. Fortunately, it was one of the parts that I had, kind of insulated and reinforced because we had TVs and stuff on the other side. So I'd put up kind of a barrier wall to block out outside light, and so that protect the expensive stuff. My pole sign got beat to hell, so that's going to be, I don't know, probably $15,000 that I hope the insurance company pays. That won't be fun. And the ladies next door got beat up. A lot of stuff got damaged. It wasn't, none of the customer computers were hurt. We keep all of the expensive stuff, all the customer stuff, inside of kind of a fortified area. We built kind of a steel security wall to protect against this kind of stuff. So like anything where there was anything important was fine. It was just one of the lobby areas, like the sitting lounge for customers to wait and hang out. That got beat up a little bit, and then some enterprising individuals, some future doctors and engineers, some might say, decided to come by and see if they could loot businesses along Main Street. And I guess they were not expecting us to be there, and it did not go how they thought it would go, and I'll just leave it at that. And so nobody broke in, and um,
Were any morons harmed in the making of this movie?
I am not going to disclose exactly what happened, and I don't know all the details. I myself was not there, but whenever we have this kind of situation, we take turns. Like for example, we were all taking turns. Since we have a broken window, we were all taking turns. Sitting at the computer store, exercising our Second Amendment, and we take protecting our customers' property very seriously, and and the landlord gives us a really good. The landlord is really good to us because whenever bullshit happens, we always protect the strip mall. So we have kind of an anti-bullshit barrier around the computer store, and these future doctors and engineers decided to hoodlum somewhere else, and we'll just
Excellent.
um, after an exchanging of cultures. So we'll just leave it at that. Um,
That is wonderful news.
yeah,
You were able to help them uh, in their decision-making process.
yeah. We guided them about. We assisted them in their youthful development in how to become a responsible adult. And then I posted a little video short, um, of the godly fireworks display that we had, um, while the power was out, and it was interesting, but everything for the most part is fine. I'm irritated that that I had to work a lot harder than I wanted to work, but that's just you know
See, right there is a crime. Bob work when he doesn't have to.
well, I mean, I had a lot of plans for the holiday weekend. I was going to play a lot of games, and then I was going to work on some server stuff. I had a lot of server stuff that I really wanted to get finished up, and instead I was dealing with um, I was dealing with other issues that I did not want to have to deal with, and so my server upgrade plans got postponed, which is irritating because I'll have to. It's not like the work disappears just because I get busy. On brighter news, I have double turrets for light cruisers now, and so my single 5.9s are going to magically become double 5.9s, which is going to make the British very unhappy. And then so I basically celebrate. I still got to do most of what I wanted to do. It just instead of doing it at home, with air conditioning, I did it from the store, without power. But I still got on the internet and made fun of the British for not having air conditioning. I mean, granted, I didn't have air conditioning either. But it wasn't hot. It was like in the 60s after the storm. If it got hot, I would have just sat in the car and ran my air conditioning because gas is cheap comparatively. Um,
You had the option of air
I
conditioning. They
have the
don't.
option of air conditioning and they don't. That's right. Because I have I have freedom. Oh, we need to make these gun barrels longer. Can we make them longer? Yeah, we can make those longer. I guess my 5.9s are always as long as they can be. Okay. So, you know, it just it was just a it was a more eventful evening than I was hoping to have, and you guys really these guys really don't want to. I really want to mount you right up here. I don't think it'll actually mount there. Yeah, I guess it probably won't. It'll probably interfere with something anyway. Alright, so
That could have been a very dangerous comment if it was.
yeah, I suppose it probably could have been. I really
Let's say,
want.
what does this mounting statement proceed on to?
Well,
I was curious.
I want to get these. It's probably because these just aren't wide enough. I wonder if I can. All right. So let's just explore something here. I've got 146 tons available. If I up the draft, it exceeds my weight allowance. But that gives me more tons available. But I can't go over 9,500 tons. That's interesting. So I could also make it wider. -6, -5, -5.5. But the point is that don't spend your youth trying to break into other people's businesses, because it's a good way to get shot at.
You mentioned 100-mile straight line winds.
It was like between 80 and 100-mile-an-hour winds. It was some spicy meatball.
The last movie theater I worked at, the Lorraine in Hoopeston, Illinois, a week after he'd closed the business, we had a storm in the evening that included extreme straight line winds. Now I'm not sure what the mileage was, but it was high double digits at the minimum, and it actually went into the venting system and overpressured the attic of this movie theater.
Oh wow!
And caused the ceiling to collapse over the balcony.
Well, that's kind of nuts.
Yeah, it was wild.
Go 26.5. Can I go 27? Probably not. No, I could go 27. You know what I could do if I really want this to go fast? Because this Coast Guard ship has a really long range, I could limit the range. And go 28 knots, which I think is more useful to me. I think that would be more useful to me. 28.5. I don't know if I want to go under 100% engine efficiency, not for half a knot. I think this is okay, and then we'll get more barbettes because we've got other stuff to spend our tonnage on. And these Coast Guard ships are going to be pretty badass. Um, hmm. I could drop the. Now, there's not really any purpose and any point in having inner belt at this point, right? Just because of the. Because if it punches through the outer one, it's basically gonna go through the inner one because you're only getting. Because it doesn't. It's not cumulative with the outer armor. It's just the shell loses half of its penetrating power against a tiny amount of armor that you have. So unless you have like a really thick inner belt, I don't think it. I'm kind of thinking that it doesn't help that much, right?
I always like a good inner belt.
Yeah, but I thought Panzergraph did some uh, got into the codes somewhere. Or Mitchell, were you the one telling me about it?
Yeah, said what it was, what they found out, even though just like, the tool tab right there is telling you that the first inner belt, where the shells lost 50% of the penetrating power, so whatever value you had for the first inner belt was effectively double the armor thickness. They found out in actuality when they got into the files it was only set at 30%.
Right, but the shell itself doesn't lose any energy. So if it punches through the 4.8-inch main belt, then it'll punch right through the
That
1.3-inch or 2-inch inner belt. Correct?
Yeah. So basically, instead of getting times 2, you're getting maybe what, times 1.3 or
Right.
something like that. Yeah.
But the point is
So
that it's not, even if I max it out at 2.4, that 2.4 times, even if it's saying even if I'm adding, even if I'm doubling it, that would still only put it at 4.8, which would be the
yeah,
same as the main belt. And if it punches through the main belt at 4.8, it'll punch through the inner belt at 4.8 as well, because the shell's not
so
losing any of that energy. It's not cumulative, right?
yeah,
It starts as a fresh penetration roll. So there's not
yeah,
really any point in doing it other than just having the Citadel armor for the reduced ammo detonation chance and all that.
yeah. They said in this latest version of DIP 1.34, they actually changed parameter files where instead of like times 2, it's like times 2.2. It's more like, you're saying it's like the shells, they're essentially saying the shells lost something like 60% of its penetrating power. And then the second inner belt is going to be times 4. But then, he disagreed with them when they set the third inner belt at only like times 5. He's saying originally it was like times 8 instead of like, times
Yeah, hold on. Let
times
me
10.
interject something real quick. You're exactly right, Shadow Wolf. In real life, the shell would lose velocity, and so whatever remaining energy would be rolled against the next layer of armor. But in this game, it looks like the shell gets to keep its initial energy once it punches through the main belt, and then it gets a fresh roll against the inner belt at its full energy, but the inner belt gets to count with additional thickness to simulate the shell having lost some energy. But then the math doesn't
Yeah,
add up to where the inner belt doesn't seem to be doing any good.
yeah, yeah. Basically, what the tooltips were telling us over this time, since brought out, was like first belt times 2, second belt times 4, third belt times 10. Panzergraph was saying what it actually ended up being was times 1.3, times 4, and times 8.
Right, but
What if it?
if it's a fresh roll,
Yeah,
with the initial energy value, then you're not getting any benefit anyway from it, correct?
yeah, yeah. And then he said for 1.34 they changed it to first belt 2 times 2.2, second belt times 4, the third belt was only times 5, and he said that's actually less effective than the center inner belt. So the way they set it up was it made it essentially worthless. So he's went ahead and changed it on his own program on his machine, changed it to like about like times 6 or something like that, where
Oh,
it's
okay.
actually more effective than the
Because
second.
because it's in the file and you can edit it yourself if you know where to look.
Yeah. So it's what they call the params file. I guess that was short for parameters.
Right. So I guess we'll just go for. So we can keep most of our range. We'll go 28 knots. I could increase some. Um, I could probably reduce some of this deck armor because those hits don't seem to work. What I found is that I need at least point 0.1 deck armor to to prevent any sort of deck penetrations, and then beyond that, it doesn't seem to. I mean, I have had a forward or aft deck penetration before, but it hasn't really. It's been super rare. Um,
Yeah, Panzergraph and those guys, said that, not long after they came out with the final official update and Games Labs was no more, and Panzergraph did, some testing, found out, said, hey, said their last update basically made deck hits non-existent.
right, because I used to get deck hits in the early. If you watch some of my early videos, I know I've got some deck hits before. Um, so you think they just fucked up and didn't notice? Because surely they wouldn't have done that on purpose.
I'm sure it was an accident because the game has so many. When you change something in this game, the devs, it always broke something else that they had to go fix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem was you had 2 or 3 different teams of devs, each different team doing each update, and apparently nobody was talking to each other about what the hell was going on.
Right.
Yeah. Or else one team would do something to fix the bug, and then the other team got assigned to do the next update. They still had the old version of the software minus the most recent update. So then here they did another successive update and put all the frickin' bugs that the update before supposedly fixed. So
Right.
that's why the bugs kept going and coming all the time.
That makes a lot of sense. We're gonna do
Which
that.
NA Game Labs as far as common sense.
Yeah. All right. So the Coast Guards are now going to go 28 knots. I cut the range down, but they're still fine. They have double the firepower effectively. So that'll be.
Yeah. You still don't have enough 5.9s.
I got 8 of them. Jesus Christ! It's not even a 10,000-ton cruiser.
Yeah, I've made pretty much the same design like that semi-armored cruiser.
I love the semi-armored cruisers. Is this a? I think this is a semi-armored 2. Well, no, this is a 1, isn't it? I can't.
Yeah, I thought his looked very familiar, minus the 2 you've got right behind the smokestacks. Yeah, I made basically the same design. 5.9s, 3s, and 2.9s.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm really fond of this guy.
They're tough little beasties. They make excellent escorts for the battleships.
Oh, they are. These I love the American semi-armored cruisers because I get the cage mast, and they're chunky, and it is the I really like these ships. All right, so then we have what else is using up all of my tonnages? I've got a lot of stuff still being built, I think. So I have tons of... Yeah, true. That is true, Shadow Wolf. I tell you what, the best part about playing this game is just running into all you guys and just having really great conversations with people and saying all the bad things on the internet. I've been really having fun with that. And so I want to thank everybody for, for just putting up with my shit. Alright, so next turn
Coming
we'll
and
have...
coming and being naughty with you.
Yeah, I mean, and look, I mean, I don't know. Yes, I'm an asshole in real life, and I'm also a really nice person in real life. And it just kind of depends. I was talking to a buddy of mine today. I'm so proud of him. I mean, we disagree on a lot of stuff because he's about as far left as you can go without going completely over the deep end. And he's been doing a lot of like community garden type stuff or urban gardens in New York City, and he's got this thing, he calls it an infinity garden. It's kind of like the old victory gardens, back in World War II, where everybody would plant their own garden. And his theory is the difference between a victory garden and an infinity garden is an infinity garden is where you show somebody else your garden, you convince them to start doing a garden as well, and so it just keeps multiplying, to infinity. And better not be him texting me about bragging about him on stream. Son of a bitch, he just texted me. I was just talking about your article and gardens on stream. And you texted me as soon as I finished the sentence about infinity. Oops, I totally spelled that wrong. So, yeah. It's kind of interesting. So my buddy Logan, so he's liberal, so he thinks I'm a conservative, just like my conservative friends in Oklahoma think I'm a liberal from New York, right? Because I'm kind of in the middle on a lot of things. Okay, fine. I like to piss off people on the internet, but that's just, because I'm a gamer and it's fun and I'm an asshole. But no, I'm so proud of what my friend did, because he's really stuck to it over the years, and that makes me just so happy to see his success. Let's go up with this raider also. Raiders need more guns. It surprised the shit out of me when he texted me.
Although the way things are getting, instead of infinity gardens, they're becoming more like necessity gardens.
Yeah. I'm gonna go text it to him, actually. So, no, and I know that a lot of people, I don't express myself very well. A lot of people kind of misunderstand my thoughts, because I can say some pretty based things sometimes because I'm a jerk. Oh, you know what? I forgot to. You know what? Did I remember to change those guys to full oil? Are these okay? No, they are on full. They are on full oil. Okay. I was like, wait a minute, did I leave them on semi-oil? Because that would have made a difference. I know I can be a jerk, and I call people retards on the internet, and I know you're not supposed to do that. I know that it's insulting to actual retarded people to compare them to U.S. politicians and other internet morons. I'm very sorry to everybody out there who is actually retarded, like under the literal medical definition, where your brain didn't develop as quickly or whatnot. I'm very sorry for inadvertently comparing you to some of these stupid motherfuckers on the internet that I mock online. Okay. And I hold actual retarded people in much higher regard than I do our politicians. So just tossing it out there. But since I do hang out in a gaming community, we all kind of know, what we mean when we're calling each other retards.
Yeah, you remember that one story I told you about the one congressman from Ohio, James Trafficant?
No, I don't. Refresh me on that.
Oh, this was like almost 30 years ago.
Well,
This is about the
I
time
don't
prior to
remember what you
Clinton.
told me 30 years ago because I didn't know you then.
Yeah, dumbass. But yeah, he was, saw it on C-SPAN and stuff like that back when C-SPAN was still a thing before it really take off. But around about 2000 or so, he
Right.
was a congressman from Ohio. They're having some kind of debate in the House of Representatives, and he got so fed up with all the people trying to fight for this little earmark and that little earmark, and for putting a thing in there to protect some special interest group or like that. When it got his turn, he got a chance to get up there at the podium and speak. He compared said the whole group of the House of Representatives was nothing but a bunch of political prostitutes,
Well,
and then
that's generally true.
turned around, stormed out of the chamber, and like the Speaker of the House and all kind of members got up and started yelling at him, demanding that he be censured, and he wanted to make him come back and apologize. And he, meanwhile, he was storming out of the Capitol, and the press caught him just as he was getting ready to leave, and they said, well, Representative Trafficant said, the Speaker of the House, members of the other members of the House, and the Speaker are demanding you come back and apologize.
And then he
He,
apologized
they,
to the prostitutes, didn't he?
yeah, he come out. He said, are you going to go back and apologize? And he sat there for like maybe like 10, 15 seconds. He said, yes, I would like to offer an apology. I would like to apologize to all the ladies of the evening in this country for having the gall to compare them to the United States Congress.
Yeah.
And that was on live TV.
I mean, back when I had TV, I used to watch C-SPAN sometimes because every now and then you would have some spicy moments that were just, it's like when you're watching British Parliament because they'll go and get into street fights in the, they'll get into fights in the in the Parliament. Um, let's see here. So all that looks good. I really like this little light cruiser one, but boy, are they squishy, and not in the right places either.
Yeah, it used to be fun to watch C-SPAN, especially when they had the one show like where they let viewers call in and make comments. Oh my
Oh
God!
goodness,
Yeah. I mean,
25.7.
they used to
Wow.
have cover some very interesting, discussions, or forums like that, where someone notable was like giving a lecture at some university or something, and they actually had some good programming on. But after a while, they came about like NPR. It's like, yeah, yeah, you're just like the rest of the media, just became another propaganda arm here.
What's funny? So I used to call into NPR because I'd be listening to NPR sometimes, and I would occasionally I'd occasionally call in, whenever they were talking about just something stupid, because there's certain subjects that I'm I would consider myself to be an expert on. Certainly some of the stuff I went to school for, some of the scientific stuff, the places I've traveled, and things like that. And there were a number of instances where I'd call in, and my customers who were listening to NPR would then, see me at the office and be like, "Oh, you did a really good job talking blah 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 blah," right? And it was always very interesting to me because these are generally very liberal people. Like typically when I'm explaining environmental topics, for example, because I'm not going to say that I'm an expert in environmentalism because most of my scientific stuff had to do with more environmental design, how you do sustainable architecture, not the when it comes to the actual like environmental sciences, that was mostly xenobiology and xeno environments, alien planets and shit like that. But I understand a lot of the science of how things work, and and I also understand the economics, and it's you know there are legitimate problems that we face as a planet, and all of the proposed solutions always seem to involve giving the same people more money. Uh, and that's how it's bullshit. Or
Yep.
all these social problems. We have legitimate social problems, and I've traveled the world and I've seen how other countries have successfully dealt with it. We better not be having another fucking storm alert. Oh, missing juvenile. Um, how do I don't. No, I don't want all the. I don't. I don't want all the beepiness. Nope, that's okay. I am inside my home, and I will not notice a missing juvenile in my home. So, endangered missing juvenile James Fletcher, male, age 15, wearing black baseball cap, glasses, black shirt, black shorts, carrying a black backpack. Well, that seems suspicious. Last seen on July 5th, 2026, at 8:30 08:30 hours northwest of Ada. Well, that's really far away. Well, okay, well, that sucks. So I guess if you see a kid wearing all black and glasses, go call the cops and let them know where he is. Yeah, sorry, TJ, I'm not going to do MechWord. I'm just too worn out. Tonight's going to be kind of a hangout and chill night, I think. Um, I'm going to go refit some ships. We're going to kind of chill out. I'll make fun of the British for not having air conditioning. And um, now that I think about it, when I was in London, I do not recall if the hotel had any air conditioning or not because I was there in the middle of January and it was cold, and so I wouldn't have noticed that per se. Granted, in Oklahoma, I often turn on the air conditioning in the wintertime because I like it to be very cold when I sleep. Yeah, sorry, TJ. Maybe tomorrow. I had a very rough evening. Um, but I mean, like when I was in St. Petersburg, they had air conditioning in northern Russia. Not that they even needed it, but they certainly had it because they're using a mini split, and those come with both the heat and the cooling aspects to it. So if Russians in St. Petersburg have air conditioning, surely people in lower latitudes can have air conditioning. Um, I don't know. I'm rambling. I kind of wandered off on topics. I need to figure out how to spend the rest of the tonnage on the ship. I got 73 tons. I don't know what to do with it. Um, Go better barbettes because that's always a good thing. We have the double hull, all the reinforced stuff, all that stuff. That's all. Oh, you know what I could do? I could Well, it's a raider, so these guys are going to be raiding at 25,000 kilometer range. There's no reason to give them mines. I give them depth charges.
Yeah, it's starting waste of tonnage in the game. They
What's my,
give so little to the W, it's not even funny.
let me see what my ASW is. It's already at 26.42. It goes from 26 to 32. It's not bad. Does it make me more splody?
What year are you?
I'm in 1914, I believe. So there should,
Okay, so it might help a little bit there.
yeah.
But because some,
Yeah.
or,
Yeah, where it becomes worthwhile is when you get up like about 1920 or so. We not only have depth charges, but then you start getting like hydrophones and sonar,
Yeah.
and then you can see light cruisers with an ASW rating up in the hundreds.
Oh shit.
Yes.
yeah, I do that without. I almost never put depth charges on my stuff anymore.
Yeah, but I've got tonnage to spare. I don't know how to. I can't squeeze any more guns on.
Well, if you got it to spare, then yeah, I guess it's better than
I can't.
leaving it on the table.
I can't squeeze in any more engine because it knocks me. So, on the light cruiser one hull, 25.6 knots seems to be the upper wall. Yeah, TJ, I don't know if you heard, but last night we had a bad storm. I lost power. We had a lot of problems. Trees were flying around. It was a rough night, and I had to deal with a bunch of stuff. No, there seems to be like a hard wall with the light cruiser one, where just the 25.6 knots. After that, the tonnage just chunks up. Like if I go from 25.6 to 25.7, goes from 35.54 to 36.97. And so that's just a.
About every hull, there's a point when you go so far past minimum speed, you run to that wall where to get an extra fraction of speed out of it, it takes an immense amount of weight for the engines there.
Yeah, and and I know like that's a change they made a while back, and you used to be able to make ships just go stupid fast, so I can understand why they did that, because I used to have my I once made like an 1890 ironclad going like 32 knots or something. It was pretty awesome actually.
Yeah. Well, I kind of mimics real life because, like I said, real life, if you double the speed, it takes four times the horsepower.
Yeah, I mean, you've got your hydrodynamics to consider. So I'm going to lower the barbette by. Actually, we're going to lower that by 1, and we'll save.
Did you hear about what Brother Monroe did? What they were able to do with refit designs.
No, what did they do?
You can build straight refit designs now.
What do you mean by straight refit designs?
You don't. If you make a refit.
You can just build that one fresh.
You can just build the refit design. You don't have
Oh
to make
my god,
copy. Yes.
That's awesome.
Bless his heart. No.
I might have to download. Maybe instead of finishing my casual games, maybe I download Dip and.
There are things I absolutely adore about Dip, and things that I just shake my head at and going, "Why did you waste your time?"
Now but if you capture an enemy ship, though, you still can't build more of that, right?
Correct.
Okay. All right, so we got all those in place.
They've still got the limitation if you capture an enemy ship.
So,
if the country you captured it for is still building that design, it's not obsolete, then I think you can actually build more of them or actually refit them. But however, if you capture them and it's already become an obsolete design with the country you captured it for, or if they're no longer building that design, then you can't do crap with it.
Yeah. So there's a casual game that I'm running that I haven't been streaming, and I think JP would like it. It's a very interesting challenge. I am doing to where I can't build new ships other than the initial starting ships. I don't build new ships unless I'm at 100% technology spending, and so that's inadvertently forcing me into a pirate campaign, and it's been a lot of fun. Just because I really like capturing and refitting enemy ships. I wish that if a ship surrendered, that I could then capture the ship as a prize, but I don't know how the game would account for that. Ooh, I don't want to deal with that. We're gonna leave. Goodbye. And so that's been really cool. And I might stream something like that. I didn't want to do yet one more streaming game that I'm having to keep track of. So I want to kind of wrap up the games that I'm currently playing.
Stealth has been playing pirate campaigns the last two. He first played as Chile and then as Argentina, and he set himself building limitations in that. Chile was he started in, what was it, like 1910 was when he started it, so he could have battle cruiser right out of the gate. But then he couldn't build anything else after that. So he got to start with a single battle cruiser and had to proceed from there.
Oh no, that's interesting. I didn't see that.
And then this one with Argentina, he can only build light cruisers and smaller.
Okay.
Anything big that he has to capture. Both absolutely fascinating campaigns, almost as good, well, yeah, equally as good as Ulari's Chile campaign, where he lost his homeland and has had to eke by on almost no crew. I mean, he's getting 10, 15 crew a turn with the slider slid all the way over.
Oh, that's nuts.
And he's had to...
But the only thing he has left for territory is Easter Island.
Oh, no.
Right. He's expanded all the way over to Australia now. But it doesn't... It's gaining new... colonial lands doesn't up your crew pool anywhere near as much as having your homeland. So
yeah, no kidding.
He's still struggling to crew anything at all. He's running battleships that are 20 years out of date because he doesn't dare take them off the line because he's got 11 people at war with him.
Oh, Jesus.
And yeah, everybody declared war on him. I mean, one point I think it was up to 14 nations because he's playing DIP Extended, so there's more nations. And he's virtually got the whole world after him. And so he can't take anything out even to refit it. And if he refits it, it's probably going to increase the crew requirements, which means it's going to be out for another God only knows how long to get the crew for the new upgrade.
That's
awful. It has been intense.
That's awful. How's he? I know the game likes to gang up. All right, so here's the decision time. It's an invade Britain turn. I can grab Brunei just because I'm already over here conquesting North Borneo, so that's one option. I could go for Wales, which would be an easy grab, because I'm kind of tempted to try and take out as much of England as I can. What do I need to capture Scotland, actually? 500,000 tons. It's like Wales or Northeast England, something. Wales would be easy. So I could grab Wales, and that's worth a lot of money. Because if I grab up the British homeland, that really fucks them on their crew. Or does that not matter in for the AI so much? It may not matter for the AI, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. You would have to take all of it, which means having to take Scotland and southern England.
Yeah, well, so what I'm hoping is if I grab southern England, I can get a military attack into Scotland. I've got 100,000, 200,000. I really, until I finish taking Germany, I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to do anything until I take the last Germany, because I need those ships.
Personally, I would go with Brunei because you've got one fleet that can do 2 invasions, and then once that's done, that fleet will be free to move off and go somewhere else to help.
Well, my only concern would be if I end up having the option to grab Borno, am I going to have the fleets free to juggle all that? But I mean,
you've already got a fleet there.
That's 3,000, 3,800. Yeah, and it would be beneficial to get the Brits completely out of Southeast Asia. I think I need to get. Do they still have Hong Kong also, little fuckers? Yeah, so I do need to wrap some of this up. Alright, so we'll get, where is Brunei? There we go. Oh yeah, I only need 1,700 tons. We'll just... You guys are just gonna go hang out right there at the edge, and that should do it. So all these... Hey TJ, how much customization can you do in Age of Sail?
Very little.
Because you're basically stuck with whatever they give you, and you can just modify the guns or something, right?
You give the ships buffs.
There was a old tabletop RPG that I played in middle school called Pirates and Privateers, and that was pretty cool. That was that kind of stuff. Got 246 crew that I can allocate. Let's go get that. Alright, there we go. So he's gonna... Then these destroyers, we'll just let them just randomly populate wherever. And... as far as these other guys go... there's no cool technology coming up, is there? Not really. Control station. I mean, in 4 turns, I'll be... That would be kind of nice in 4 turns. Can I get it? How fast? I could get it in 2 turns. how big of a deal is this? The firing system director. I mean, that's a lot of accuracy. If I want to wait that long. I'm going to think on that. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go stretch my legs for a minute and use the little orc's room, and I'll be right back.
The Admiral has stepped up deck.
I think I'm going to take a few minutes and go grab something to eat here.
Sounds like a good plan.
I'm back. Alright.
Still has stepped away to stoke the reactor.
Yeah, it's, hey, tiny dog. Good girl. Yeah, it's a little. It's yeah. Unfortunately, I hear things on stream faster, or on Discord faster than I can see them on chat. 'Cause I only look over occasionally. I think I'm probably gonna wait for the firing director system. If I turn that, yeah, because it's 2 months, I might as well. So we could, because I still have other ships I need to prep anyway. And so let's get the tiny jalapeno. Let's see, I've got a patrol ship, I've got the raider, I've got the Coast Guard. I could do the assault ship. I don't know if this would let me or not. The assault ships, I don't know how much. Let's see what we have here. So we can switch you to oil and geared turbines. I'll just get all the good stuff. I get cap 2. Hey Slav. Thanks for dropping by. Hi Tiny Dog, what are you doing? Hi, I can pet you. Just it helps if you sit still. If you're spinning in circles, it makes it harder for me to pet you. That's how it works. All right, let's go make these longer. Now, why is that at 10.7? Because 10.8 was too big, and or 10.9 was too big. That's right. These things, yeah, these things have that weird. I can only fire to the port side because of the limited firing arc to starboard. Alright, well. Oh, you know what I can do? Uh-huh. I can make it a triple-barreled gun. Except, why are you not... Oh, are you really not going to let me do that? So I could fit a double-barreled gun, but I can't fit a triple-barreled gun. Why is that? Is it just too wide? It might be too wide. If I went with a 999, no, that won't do it either. What if I go with a 11? No. So a double-barreled 10.8 is as big as it can get. I guess the 10.7. I guess we're stuck there.
Nothing wrong with 10.7.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like a... I mean, unless the other option is I take the... What happens if I take this... Let's say I take off this 5-inch gun. Oh, that will not fit anywhere, will it? And I can't put the barbettes anywhere. We're gonna just exit and start over because I kind of fucked that up. That's interesting. All right, so Slav's gonna play Minecraft. I've thought about starting up a Minecraft server for everybody. You know, hosting like a Norman Computers Minecraft server. Told me we should make a cobblestone generator so we have infinite wood. Practically have infinite food, and you live on a raft. Oh, nice. I like Minecraft because I like building stuff. I'd like it too much, and I'd probably play too much of it, and I wouldn't get my work done. And then all you people who know how to actually, like, do real things would probably make me look stupid in Minecraft. Alright, let's go try this guy again after I kind of fucked it up a little bit. Alright, so let's go. We'll go to oil, geared turbines, aux 2, shaft.
You know, there was something Brother Monroe mentioned, stumbling across, buried deep in the files of UAD, was a whole bunch of different events. Basically, the way they were coded, they could never fire. You know how you get the events messages and you have to pick something?
Right.
He said he'd stumbled across a whole bunch of one fire because it was impossible or nearly impossible for the game to generate, for them to generate.
Are you talking about like whenever it says, would you like to invade this place, and I say yes, and then it doesn't let me invade? Are you talking about that, or?
It pops up the message that says the government wants to throw a sailing regatta, and you've got the three choices, to pick from. How do you want to respond?
All right.
There's the entire messages that we've never get to see. I think I got one of those rare ones here yesterday, and it was talking about an attractive woman from another country, comes to wishing to speak with you about basically naval matters between the two countries.
Right.
And one of the options was you could tell your staff to go away for the next 2 hours. You were going to conduct diplomacy. or you could turn her away.
I'll be right back. I've got to conduct diplomacy.
Yes. I'm like, wait a minute. I've never seen this message before.
Oh, no. Oh, you know what I can do? Ooh, I can take that 5.9 and I can replace it with a triple-barreled 5.9. So it won't let me do...
At least they were polite enough to call it diplomacy and didn't call it so she could take dictation.
Oh, God. That is true. There we go. So we got those. And these little 2.9s can be replaced by triple-barreled 2.9s. Look at that. Hey, Vorgath. Is that you coming back? No, it's Slav that came in here. Oh, I do not want to try YouTube Premium, thank you. Uh-oh. What are we doing here? Did you just kick me off my own?
I can still hear you.
No, my chat window. Um, so to chat, I have YouTube open on another computer. That's why I don't always see the messages, because I've got lots of computers and not a lot of skill. And so there we go. And it ad block or something popped up, and when I closed it, it closed the chat window. Um, let's see here. I would like to have you be a triple 2.9, please. Thank you. Boop. Wonder if I could put a bigger gun on here instead of just a 2.9. Could I do a 3? I could. A 4? I cannot. I think we'll stick with a 2.9. And then you guys. And then in the back. Hey now, please don't lock up on me. There we go. Shit.
That is something you're going to struggle with on dip. There is
A lot of lag in the building.
Yeah, there is some very long wait times.
That is what I have heard.
It's just part of the texture of it right now. They are, it's like, we know this is happening. We're trying to fix it, but it's harder than it looks.
Let's see. These things are super duper tanky. Let's go make those gun barrels longer. And we'll go drop some of this off. There we go. Perfecto. Alright, so aft weight is... I don't know if I'm going to be able to balance these that much, because I've got sort of a limited... I've got a... What are you doing, Tiny? I know, it's a fireworks. It's okay. It's okay. You're inside my very fortified building.
I was going to say earlier when you were talking about where you store all the customers' stuff at the store, I'm like, yeah, Bob's got his very own citadel.
Oh, I do. I totally fucking do. No, so like not to get into too much about our security, but we have our public areas of the store, which, look like a retail space or, look like a lobby. It's comfortable for people to sit in. And then we have, all the expensive stuff is locked behind steel walls and steel doors. And I understand that a criminal with sufficient motivation would, could eventually overcome, the defenses. But can you break in fast enough before we show up and talk about our constitutional rights with you? Bob, I sent a video, skip to 21 minutes, and you will see me in the Jeep. Alright, let's go see what... Let's see what Slav just sent me real quick. What did you... how do I... Alright, let's go see what this is here. This better not be anything too weird. Oh, Slav, I trust. Alright, so 21 minutes you said? Let's see what we... And all this random weird stuff popping up. All right, I see you. I see your video, Slav. At 21 minutes, I don't see a jeep. I see you standing around with a gun.
Oh my god, it's shitty today. Oh my god.
Oh my god, we got backup. Nice, nice. RPG. Oh, watch out! RPG, RPG.
Oh, there comes the jeep.
That's Slav. Oh, you fucking Slav. Yo, what's up, Slav?
Is that you in the jeep there? Running out there kicking some ass. So which one are you, So which one are you? Are you the guy at the camera? Or are you the one that just ran in there and
Guys, what the
got
hell?
blown up? Which one of these is? Which one of these is you? That's a lot of just weird shit that just popped up there. Man, I get the weirdest fucking YouTube suggestions. I'll go minimize that. You're the dude who got blown up. Okay. So you pulled up in the Jeep, you ran in there, guns blazing, and then somebody got you. So Maddie, the Australian that we play Mech Warrior with, he sent me a bunch of shit on Facebook back in like 2015, 2016, and then because Facebook tracks what you're opening up, all of a sudden my Facebook feed was filled with all kinds of like, Japanese Trump karaoke, Disney princess, singing Disney princess songs. And I'm like, what the? Because Maddie would just send me weird shit, and I have to be very careful opening up his links. There's no way I'd open up a Maddie link on stream. That'd be insane. All right, so I think I'll leave this with TNT just because I want these things to be survivable. The extra damage from the Dunite isn't really that necessary. So there we go. And an aft weight of 0.2%. I'm not going to get this. I'm not going to get this one perfect because there's just not enough options on these. I really don't like the American Ironclad. Oh yeah, it was fucking insane. It was like, I don't know what it is about the Japanese people in Trump, but there's a bunch of videos of like Japanese people doing, dressed up like Trump, with the suit and the red tie, singing like Disney princess songs to karaoke, because I guess Japanese really like karaoke. It was fucking wild. And so none of those are eligible for refit, of course. Anyway. Alright, let's go do the tiny jalapeno. So many of my ships are out to sea right now that I might not be able to do too much. These tiny jalapenos are so unstable. They are so wobbly. Alright, so there we go. I don't know if I can make it go any faster. Let me go 25 knots. I can. 26. I can. Alright, so then we got this 8.9. We're going to go with a triple barrel 8.9. Oh, we got to make the gun barrel length longer. I may have to slow some of this down. I get the 5.9. Is that a 5.9 back there? It is. And then these 2.9s will go triple barreled. I wonder if I can get... There we go. Some of the weird angles I have to do to be able to get these guns on are pretty nuts. Alright, so that gets all that on, but now I'm 500 tons overweight. So we're going to drop this from 26 down to 25.5, and that... It's amazing how half a knot drops me by 500 tons. 25.4. Go. So 25 knots would do it. And it's perfectly balanced now. 25 is not bad. I could go 25.5 and maybe drop some superstructure. That's only 50 tons. Then I'd be over. Where did that take me? Oh, you know what I could do? I could drop the range down. That's too much. 25.6, 25.7. Nope, so 25.6 is the upper limit. And on the
Hey, Bob, I got to step away for a little bit. I will be now, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes.
All right.
You're still on.
I will, yeah, I should still be on. I'll be on till probably about midnight, I think.
All right, man.
I don't know if I can adjust this anymore. I think this is about as good as I can go beef up the barbette and maybe beef up the gun armor. There we go. So that fixes the balance issue. I could So I could do that. Alright, that's about as best of a tiny jalapeno as I can make. And it'll be very punchy for shooting through destroyers and stuff. Alright, let's do that. I don't know if I can refit any of these guys. Yeah, I like the tiny jalapeno. This is, I named it after TJ. Because his German turtleback armor rules is very long. And it used to be even longer, where you'd have some other ships, you know, named ships in there. Let's go get you refitted. And then once we do our first production of these in a couple turns, we'll do an upgrade that's faster to build. Oh, I need to save the game, because sometimes the game starts to lag out and glitch out during the refits. Alright, so we got our Guardian, our Freedom, and our Second Amendment ship, so we gotta fix up. So let's get this guy up and going. My ships all have bridges. They're just kind of hidden away behind all the guns and crazy shit that I do. But no, you have to have a bridge. Oh, I got a couple. Let me see what these messages are real quick. I'll have to read that one later. Alright, so let's see what we can do with this thing. Alright, so let's go from coal to oil, the geared turbines. Let's get them all the better, like ox and shaft, and the Krupp armor. And the better barbette. And the optics and the hydro and all the good stuff. So we got all that going on. This ship is 24.5 knots, which is not bad. I mean, I could make it go faster. I would also like to give it more guns. So what guns do I currently have on here? Let's give you capped 2 on the armor piercing. So currently I have 9.9s, which are solid. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go with triple-barreled 9.9s. And then secondaries. What's the biggest guns I could fit on top? Probably 3-inchers, huh? Yeah, but we'll just do 2.9s. Alright, so we got that, and that's not bad. Let's get more barbette. Our flash fire chance is good. Let's see here. My house is a new visitor. Common house spider. Oh yeah, spiders are. Yeah, the house spiders are cool. I used to have a wolf spider that lived with me in college and eat ants. It hung out in my this apartment I was renting at the university. And there's this girl that would come over, and the spider just really liked her, and she hated spiders. So he'd come out of his little cave and try and climb up on the girl and follow her around. She'd scream. She'd run around the apartment. It was really funny. Um, he got full AutoCAD in the head by. Oh, autoed in the head. Okay. Sounds like you screwed up. All right, so I need this guy to go faster. We go 25 knots. Yes, 26. Oh, nice. I don't know if I can go faster than that. I could try turning these 5.9s into triples, but I don't know how that would mess up my balance. Let's try it. That makes it too heavy by a lot. It'd be nice to have the extra gun barrels. I don't know what I can sacrifice weight-wise. We're not that much over, so let's... So, I mean, that... about 316 tons over. Where can I drop 316 tons? I mean, I could drop some speed. I really don't want to. We're not touching the bulkheads. I could drop the torpedo protection. What's that? I'm not really getting that torpedoed right now. I mean, I guess it's a problem. It's 20% torpedo resist damage. Oh, you know what I could do? I could take these from soft cap to high capacity, drop the torpedo protection, and then that puts me where I need to be. Which is not ideal. There we go, just like that. There we go, perfect. It's going 26 knots now, which is not bad. These guys can go pretty quick. I mean, if you strip them down, like if I didn't have these big secondary guns, if I had like the 2.9s, I could make them go pretty fast. But I think this will be good. I'll check it out here in a bit. Let me save this thing real fast. because I don't want to glitch out the game by tabbing over. All right, let's go see what you sent me. Is this your gamer crew? Let's see what you got here. All right, you've got some army-looking dudes and some cat girls. That's always a solid combination. And you're the little guy with the big machine gun. Yeah, I recognized you from the video. Or you just crouched down. I guess they're all the same height, huh? Right on, right on. The arms are really blocky arms. Is this a Roblox-based game? Is that what it is? Because it looks kind of Robloxy type graphics. Let's go refit one of these. Alright, let's go to the next ship. Get my freedom ship going. Okay, I thought so. I've never played Roblox, but one of my friends does a lot of Roblox. Alright, let's get this freedom ship going here. How did I cram all this shit on this ship? That is interesting. Alright, let's see what we can do with this guy. Let's go oil, geared turbines, aux 2, the shaft 2, the Krupp 3, bigger barbettes, capped ballistic 2, coincidence 4, got the hydro. What's my... I got a pretty high flash fire chance as it is. How big are my guns? And how fast is this guy? 22.4. I really want to go 25 knots. That doesn't leave me a lot of... That doesn't leave me a lot of room to spare. Could I go 26? No. So I can go 25 knots. We can get rid of that. What are these? 12.9s. So, alright, let's go with... I could keep the 12.9, I could go up to 13. Because all of these, I could... wonder how big of a gun I could put on here. So that's a 12.9. My main gun, these are Mark 3s, Mark 3s, Mark 2s. So I could go with a 13-inch gun. If I went with a 13, what's the difference in... because the 12.9s have a lot of armor. So if I armored up the same... 17.4... 16.8. So the 13-inch gun, oh, it's going to be slightly heavier than the 12.9. And let's compare the... That's going to be 39.3 kilometers versus 38.4. So it's about the same. We'll go high capacity shells. We'll take off the torpedo protection. We're going to have some difficulties here. We're going to drop the range. So what are these? These are 5.9s. So let's see if I take you off. I gotta figure out how I can free up a little more space here. I'll probably drop it to 15 inches of armor. And then the 6.9, we're going to go triple barrel. Or, that's Mark II. Oh, man, the Mark... I'd be tempted to go more 5.9s just because they're Mark III. So that's 18 kilometer range versus 16.7. Honestly, the 5.9s might be better than the 6.9s just because of the better range. What's the damage difference? 338 versus... I mean, the 6-inch does more. And the 6-inch I can mount the 2-inch guns on top of. But if I'm going to do that, I might as well go an 8-inch gun. And make this thing beefy. Although I'm going to still have weight problems. So that's... If I were to hypothetically go 8-inch guns, that would not fit. 7-inch guns would fit. I probably ought to just do the 6.9s and leave it how it was. It's not really that overweight. I'm going to drop a little bit of aft belt. I could slide him backwards a little bit. I wonder something. Can I... There's no way that I could fit that up there. And even if I put something here, would you please let me click it? Yeah, it's not gonna. Come on, would you not lock up on me so I can maneuver the ship so I can try and. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Alright, so I think we'll just balance the ship like that. And where can we shave a little bit of weight? I need 200 tons. I don't want to. I could drop. Wow, that still isn't quite enough, is it? Oh. You don't need to have all that up there. Alright, so. But you do need to have as much barbette as you can. Alright, so that's perfect right there. Can I... Oh my goodness, this has such a high flash fire chance. I don't know if I want to... Let's see, flash fire's plus 15. Cordite is... It's more. I'm kind of tempted to leave that alone. Was it Horus are the airborne, the Jackals are the special... Oh, no, the Horse are the pilots. What is the... So the cat girls are the Jackals or what? Or the I'm a little confused. Alright, so it's already got a 34.4% flash fire chance. So I'm inclined to just kind of leave all that alone. I think this is kind of good enough. I'm going to drop 1 point of this because you need to leave a little bit of room to adjust to get the final version. And hopefully this will all stick. I mean, I could change these 6.9s for 5.9s, but the fact that I can put guns on top of guns, because one of the nice things about America is we put guns on top of our guns. Even our guns have guns. I'm not really inclined to change this cage mass 3. Yeah, I'm kind of inclined to leave all that alone. So let's do that. Okay. Tiny dog, why are you being so wiggly? Why are you being wiggly? You can lay down on your bed or you can sit next to me. Okay, those are your options. But I can't pet you if you're being wiggly, because spinning in circles makes it difficult for me to pet you, okay? And it doesn't accomplish anything. Alright, there we go. So this is a good ship. And then, do we have any more that I have to do? I think I have to do the Second Amendment ships. Yeah, we gotta do the Second Amendment. These things are just... Alright, take care, Slav. Thanks for dropping by. I'll see you when you get back. I am not certain how this doesn't break. But I guess we'll find out. Yeah, that's super pissed off. That's kind of what I thought. I didn't think it was going to like the 7.9s. I am not sure how I'm going to resolve this. I may not be able to do much about it. I'll have to figure out how to sort of fix the... Well, let's first up the tech and do kind of like the basic stuff that I've got to do. Alright, so the fundamental problem here is that these two guns don't fit anymore. And these 4.9s don't like being up on top of the gun barrel. So I guess they... So those are different now. I want to keep the 13.9s. So let's start by upgrading the 13.9s. Oh, we also need to increase the length of everything, so let's do that first before we get sidetracked. Alright, so I can put this gun very far forward, which fixes the issue of the 7.9 here. And then you... I'm going to put right there. Which I don't... Yeah, that's not going to work. But I could always put like a smaller... For some reason I can put 4.9s on top of these things. I don't know why. Alright, oh, there you go. We'll put them up there. So I could do 7-inch guns, or the 7.9s, or maybe I just go 8 inches, or go 8.9s even. What happens if I take you off And I make this as an American of a gun as we can. Alright, and then we'll just start swapping out so that doesn't fit up there, but I could put a 2.9. You know what I'm going to do? Instead of these 4.9s, well, let's get rid of these. Oh, that's interesting. This gun won't... That won't fit up there. So the 7.9 fits. Interesting. What about just a regular 8-inch gun? Would you, when I hit 0, fucking hit 0, please? Thank you. So I could go regular 8-inch guns, and that would be alright. So that's an option. And then I could fit... I mean, I could do the 2.16 kilometer range, 14.3. That gets 5.5 shots per minute. I mean, I could. So that won't. It doesn't like that. So I could go 8-inch guns, or I could go 8.9s and have something smaller. The 8-inch guns are probably fine. 7.9s actually probably make more sense because they're going to level up faster than the 8-inch guns would, now that I think about it. I'll save a little bit of weight with the 8-inch guns. These are all Mark IIs. And realistically, when they upgrade to Mark IIIs, they're probably going to get screwed up. That's actually my guess. Let's see what this guy does. So that's an 18 kilometer range versus 18 kilometer range. So I mean, this Mark III 5.9 has the same range as the 8-inch gun, 18 and 17.1. They got better high explosive range. The accuracy at 10,000 meters is 1.4 versus 1, so it's more accurate. You know what I could do that might be a good idea, because what's the speed on this thing right now? It's still slow, and I need it to go faster. So what if I ditch the 8-inch guns, I go 5.9s, they have this longer range, they're going to be better at killing destroyers, and we just make this thing a machine gun battleship. How much tonnage does this give me if I do it like that? It gives me quite a bit. And then we can go 25 knots. We have some difficulty there. Go high capacity shots. We'll take these 4.9s and get rid of them. And we're going to go 2.9s on them instead. And then what we can do is I can take the guns and scooch them back a little bit. Like that. So that'll drop my tonnage down quite a bit. Now I can go 25 knots, which is not bad. I could take all these little double-barreled 2.9s and turn them into triple-barreled 2.9s. I could probably turn them into 5.9s. Really? Are you not going to let me? There we go. Check that out. I could probably do that as well. There we go. Yeah, so we're just going to go with more small guns. There we go. So that balances everything nicely. Alright, so I need to drop some tonnage. How do I... Still need to drop 207 tons. That's a tall order. I don't want to slow the ship down, because we're going 25 knots, which is just kind of the minimum. This thing's just got a complete arsenal of secondary guns, which is super awesome. Don't have the torpedo protection. Already dropped that down. What's the difference between weight on cordite? So ballastite. Plus 15% shell weight. So cordite's gonna weigh more. Plus 25% shell weight, so we don't want any of that. And TNT1, it's minus 10% shell weight. Yeah, so we really don't want to touch any of that. That's fine. If I drop it to induced boilers, I think it's not going to be able to maintain the... Yeah, it's not going to be able to maintain the speed. Although I fit the... I fit the weight then a lot better. Where can I drop 200 tons? I really can't take it off of the fore and aft belt because I'm running kind of heavy up front as it is. I could drop some superstructure, drop some deck, get rid of all the deck. That doesn't do enough. There we go. So I could do that. And that works. It's not pretty, but it's good enough. Let's see, what's... We can just add a bunch more conning tower. There we go. Alright, so here's Freedom Ship with just a whole arsenal of 5.9s. I think that'll be good enough. Let's save that. And I think this should be all of our major refits that we have to do. Alright. I should probably upgrade a destroyer also, just to have those things ready to go as well. What are you doing, tiny dog? I don't want you under my desk. No, I do not. You have your own bed. Let's see what... Oh, and the Adkins. I haven't upgraded the... I haven't upgraded the Adkins yet. I guess we need to check this guy out. No, don't tangle up in my headset cord. I don't want you. No, I don't want you doing that. I do not. No. I'll pet you, but you have to hold still for me. I don't want you being a spat. Ow. Hey. Hey, don't do that. You're wiggly and you're under my feet. No. No, don't be wiggly under my feet. You're going to knock me over. And she's under my desk. No, go back to your bed. Or just sit there and I'll pet you. I can just sit... If you sit there, I'll pet you, tiny dog. I don't know why you're being a spaz. The fireworks have stopped. They're not doing fireworks right now. There's no storm. Nope. Just sit still and I'll squish you, okay? There you go. There you go. Good dog. Alright, let's go fix up this Atkins ship. Let's go oil, geared turbines, and the shaft, and all the better stuff. Cap 2, coincidence 4, some hydro. Alright, so that's the major things that we need. And then we need to go faster. I would really like to go 28 knots. Holy shit, we can do it. I mean, it's not going to have perfect efficiency, but it's... Your gun there is not super... Alright, so that fixes that. If I were to, just hypothetically, if I were to... Oh, you know what I could do? That'd be very cool. I don't know if I can fit this or not, but if I were to take the draft, and I can't go over 13,500 tons. But that would give me basically 1,000 tons of spare weight, and this way gives me less than 1,000 tons of spare weight. So I could theoretically make these Atkins cruisers to 0, say -1, -1.001, -1.1, -1.01. There we go, we can do that. So I can Now, previously I had you spec'd out all right. So what gives here, buddy? Um. And these are 11.9s, which are the biggest guns I can have. And we're gonna go triple 11.9s. And let's make sure we have all of our maximum gun lengths. So I would really like you to go 28 knots. I don't... I'm not sure if I can get these things upgraded to triples. Let's find out, because getting these positioned is always... always tricky. I don't think that can fit back any further. I think that's stuck where it is. And I would really like to have... Well, let's go and take these off, and we'll go with triples on you.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Vorgoth, welcome back. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Mike told me you had a massive power outage yesterday.
Yeah, we had a lot of stuff happen. We had a big windstorm, 100-mile-an-hour straight line winds, tore up a bunch of trees, store got damaged. Just the lobby area, all the computers and everything are fine. And then I'm sure they were, future engineers and doctors tried to break in, and Mike ran them off, but it was kind of a mess. It was just a rough day.
I bet.
Yeah, so I really want to have... Now, if I had these guns as just a regular length gun, would I magically have the full... No. I don't know why I was able to get the full firing arc previously and now I can't. I guess I could put a smaller gun up there, but I really don't want to. I could take one of the smokestacks off, but I can't fit a second... I don't think I can fit a second... let's say hypothetically you weren't there. I would not be able to fit a second one of these. So that's not going to make a... That's not going to make a difference. I could... Yeah, I know you have a bad field of fire. Could I put on a different barbette? No. And I could do it that way, but it wouldn't do any good. And something like this would be too large. So unless I can take I could put like a 4-inch gun up here.
Hey, Bob, I'm back.
Hey, welcome back. I'm still trying to figure out how to squeeze on yet another another gun.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm having trouble with this last. I mean, I guess I could drop you to 27.5, let's say. I'm trying to figure out how to squeeze. So this extra 5.9 on the back is running into some sizing issues. And if I go back to this being small, still doesn't work. I mean, I guess I could just put a 2.9 there instead, which I really would rather have the bigger. And I can't really remove one of these smokestacks and move the tower up front, which would be sort of an ideal solution for me. I mean, I'm still adding overall more firepower, so it's not the end of the world. 27.5 knots isn't awful. I'd rather go 28, but that's still pretty fucking fast.
Come on, Bob. We know you want all of them to go 40 knots anyway.
Well, 28 is enough for what I'm trying to do. I mean, 40 would be just, glorious. I can dream. So I don't like that 0.1% forward weight. Let's see, these are 5-inch. Oh, that's right. I remember what I was doing. There we go. I was using those to counterbalance. That's right. I remember now. Actually, what I can do is I can take off an aft belt. No, that wasn't enough to aft weight offset of 0.1. There we go. Well, that makes it. How many of these? Oh, I've got a bunch of these. That's why. Alright, so I think... Oh, you know what? I don't need that. I need to get more balance. There we go. Yeah, the deck really makes a big difference on balancing the ship. Yeah, 27.5 is where we're going to be at. And alright, so we're going to just do that. There's my Atkins. It's good enough. At least it's fast-ish. Alright. This will at least be my preliminary stuff. Then in a couple of turns when I have the better conning tower tech, and then we'll make it proper. Alright, here we go. Oh. I need to respond to that. Give me just a minute, guys. And then I probably ought to go and check out the destroyer. Not that I'm going to have... So let's go check out this destroyer real quick. Not that I really need to go redo the those X-class destroyers, but let's go take a look at this X1 here. We can make this guy probably quite a bit better. I don't know if I've got double barrels for destroyers yet or not. I think it's already just so massive with what it has. 6-kilometer torpedoes. So I still have the single-barreled main guns. Let me just double check the torpedo tech, because I've got steam gas torpedoes. Yeah, because that's gonna give me more range if I wait a month. So I'm gonna wait a month on those ships. All right, so let's go save this. Let's cycle another turn. We also have convoys, so let's just see what these guys are. We have 2 Atkins versus a battleship. I don't know. That's maybe. And I've got some big guns. I might be able to do it. Yeah, let's do it. Fuck it. Tiny Dog, what are you doing? Do you want me to let you out? Alright, hold on. Give me a moment, guys. I'll be right back. Come on, Tiny Dog. Let's go outside. Yeah, I'll let you out. Come on, baby. Come on, let's go. back. The dog is outside. Hopefully she'll not do anything too stupid. Uh. Alright, so let's see if we can hunt these guys down. And let's have your torpedoes turned off, because I don't trust you. You might be out of torpedoes anyway. Alright, so I don't know if I can sink the battleship. You know, the new Adkins cruisers, once they're upgraded, certainly could. What's this guy have? Is this one of your stupid? Yeah, it's one of those stupid wing turret battleships. So these could potentially hurt. Oh, I got the hiccups. Now, where's your weak spot to hit you? It's in the back, right? No, yeah, the back is the weak spot. His armor's a little bit light. We might be able to take it. Alright, let's go. Oh, you know what we could do? We could go look for their transports. These guys are veterans though, so we don't really need to do much of anything. These Atkins ships do not turn very well, do they? Alright, so destroyers will keep the battleship spotted. How far away is this guy? He's 21 kilometers. That's a brave shot you're taking there. Which way are you going, battleship? You're going sideways, and then there's destroyers behind you. Oh, we hit something. What the hell did we hit? Oh, we hit a transport.
Bad day for him.
Oh, yeah, we're going to circle around behind you. I think you're too far away to really... Let's go angle in a little bit more. Meanwhile, my destroyer's just going to kind of keep this guy spotted and hopefully not get hit, because those 12-inch guns would really, really hurt. There's a light cruiser. Hello, Mr. Light Cruiser. What do you have? You're at Light Cruiser 1, it looks like. Maybe a 2. Looks like a Light Cruiser 1. I got not great armor. I mean, high quality, not great armor. Or rather, great armor, but not a lot of it. Mark II guns, 6.2 kilometer torpedoes. And we can just kind of punk at this guy. Now, where's this battleship going? He is steaming towards the... Alright, so... You got 12% chance to hit now. I wonder if I could hit the... light cruiser. He is 15 kilometers away, and he is... Let's consider at the edge of my... We're really kind of pushing. I could probably angle in a little bit more. Oh, Jesus Christ, would you not do that? Shit. Alright, let's go group you together. And stupid. I don't know why the game lags like this when it's on the clicking in here.
Single core threading at its greatest.
Oh yeah, that's right, because it's a single core threaded game. Yeah. I keep forgetting about that part. Alright, so somewhere around here, radio direction fighters sure be nice. They're hurting me a little. There's the transports. Okay. So my cruisers are actually going to run into the transports first. But I want the main guns to continue firing at the battleships, and the secondaries can go after the cruisers. That's gonna... This is sort of the opposite of what I had planned. Alright, well, you guys can pop smoke and leave. Do these transports, are they armed? They are not. Oh, British. You silly British. Not only do you not have air conditioning, but you don't have guns either. Derp. None of these guys have guns? Oh, well,
They're like British policemen.
I know, right? Alright, so... Herp-a-derp. Well, let us...
Halt, or I shall say halt again.
Yeah, that's... Because that just historically works so well. I mean, I guess it works for the British because the British generally behave themselves, because that's kind of their shtick.
You have to go into politics in Britain in order to be proud of doing naughty things.
When I was in Britain, I was talking to a police officer, and it was interesting the different point of views that we had. Oh, fuck. Oh, motherfucker. Oh, you detonated your main ammo. Holy fucking shit. I may abandon this. You know, these guys are all veterans. Some of these are regulars. He's a veteran. He's a veteran. And that guy's a regular. Oh, man. Who just texted me? And Tiny Dog is doing stupid shit again. I may have to go and find her. Oh, this is... Oh, fuck. Yeah, we're gonna... Alright, I will be right back. I have to go figure out what the fuck happened to my dog. So give me just a minute here, and we'll reload this back up in the meantime, because that fight just did not go well when I got the flash fire hit. I think I need to not be engaging battleships with the Atkins till I have them upgraded. Give me a minute. Alright. Here we go. Are any of these easier fights? This Coast Guard probably be alright. Eight single 5.9s. We're just not going to worry about it. Alright, so... we're just going to go cycle the turn. Because I'm starting to get pretty tired all of a sudden, so I may have to call it a night soon. Let's go run away from that. Steam gas torpedoes. They did not do any more terrorisms. I'm very sad. I was hoping that I could... They're still allies. Alright, so I guess we'll go for Silwassi. Because this one I might be able to army invade later. $21,000 tons. I'll just put you guys like right here in between, so that hopefully it catches both of them. And then, let's see, on the research side of things, I got one more turn on the control stations. The better torpedoes are ready. So let's go check out this destroyer real quick. Although maybe it's not worth doing anything on the destroyer till... until I have better options. Let's, the X1 has Mark II 5 point, so it'll upgrade to Mark III guns anyway, so yeah, it's worth it. Alright, let's... Alright, so go oil, geared turbines, shaft 2, Krupp 3, barbette 4, Coinky Dink 4, hydro. Alright, so then... and increase the length. So these Mark III guns now are going to be really good compared to what they were before. But now you've got a lot of aft weight all of a sudden. Which... well, that's... I can adjust it a little bit. 31. Can we go maybe 32? 33. 34. 33.5. There we go. It's not bad. A little bit extra range. Oh, we should probably have more ammo. And maybe we don't need extra ammo. 560 shots. There you go, that perfectly balances it. The torpedoes now have a 6.6 kilometer range, which isn't awful. I got 7 tons. which I don't really. I guess I could. I'll just leave that. Oh, we can go capped 2. And nose fuse, or I could go. What's the penetration on this? A high explosive should mostly hurt a. I should probably hurt a destroyer, okay. Or I can go high capacity. Let's see, that's 389 damage, and if we go high capacity, it's 446. But the penetration is really bad. What's the fire chance though? That's plus 75 fire chance, plus 35 fire chance. Probably high capacity. Because we'll use armor piercing against a cruiser. I mean, against a destroyer, the high capacity is not going to be great. And we get partial pens, though. 0.4 inches. I mean, because they're going to have 0.6 at one. We should get some partial pens, maybe. I can go for more draft, but I don't think I think I want to keep them. I think I want to keep them how they are. Oh, Mitchell, my friend Logan texted me back, and in reply to what you said, he said that, yes, calling them necessity gardens would be appropriate at this point. So,
That's good to know.
yeah. Well, the problem is in New York, my friend lives up in Harlem, and there's not, I mean, you've got grocery stores up there, but not like you have in Oklahoma. You don't have, like, the super Walmarts and stuff like that. I mean, you've got some grocery stores, but it's trickier. Alright, so I guess I'm going to leave it like this. I mean, I could... Oh, you know what I could do? Minehunter kit. I don't need the Minehunter kit. If I went Minehunter 3 and I dropped it down to 33 knots, it'd be... No. They don't have any significant minefields that I have to worry about. So we're just gonna... Oh, I can do cordite. Ooh, that's not... 18.4. It makes it a little bit less balanced. And I think I'm going to go with the standard ammo. I sort of fucked this up a little bit. There we go. Perfect. All right. That looks good. It's a 1-month refit. So we're gonna call it good. All right. There we go. Oh, but I don't have the new towers yet. I'm gonna have to do that next time. Shit. I could actually, since these are a 1-month refit, I could refit just a fuck ton of these. All right, let's go see.
I may have to lose my man card here.
What do you do?
I actually went and read through the owner's manual for the water heater.
Oh no!
Actually read the instructions, and I discovered another, potential failure point that might explain why that thing malfunctioned. Basically, when it said to come to troubleshooting, like problems with the thermostat,
Mm-hmm.
said basically they're held against the side of the tank where they have to be very close fit, where it actually tells you in the maintenance instructions, you replace the thermostat, that you need to take a business card, i.e. like sort of a thick sheet of paper, and there can't be enough of a gap for you to slide that business card in between the thermostat and the surface of the tank.
Oh wow!
Otherwise, if there's more of a gap than that, the thermostat will not read correctly and won't shut the heaters off and maintain the correct temperature. It will make it too hot. And said basically the thermostat's held on with metal clips, and actually tells you in there if it doesn't fit tight enough, you can actually bend the metal clips to push the thermostat up against the side of the tank. And I'm like, I wonder. That might be the reason. Maybe the little bit of, after 10 years, a little bit of metal fatigue, possibly.
Yeah, maybe so.
And just a random thought come to my head. I'm like, I wonder if a little bit of like thermal paste, like what you would use for your cooling fan for your processor on a computer would help.
Maybe it'll help heat transfer a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, that might be worth looking at.
All right. I am starting to fade really quick all of a sudden, so I think I'm gonna lay down because suddenly I'm feeling super tired. I guess we'll do one more. I'll hit the next turn just because I want to see Germany go away. But I think that I'm gonna have to call it a night here because all the fatigue and all the bullshit is finally catching up to me.
Same here after looking around and Google searching and finally calling up one place that looked like the best option for having a look at water heater, and they're saying, oh well, if we come out even just replacing the elements, the heating elements and the two thermostats, said that would be a $400 to $500 charge.
Oh wow.
The elements and the thermostats are only like $40 total. So you're talking like,
It's a lot of labor.
yeah. And they're saying, oh, well, and your water heater is 10 years old. You really ought to get another one. And the way you told us where it's located in a dirt crawl space under your house said in total for putting in a new water heater would be like about $2,200. And I'm like, you're fucking shitting me.
No, apparently they're not.
I mean, looking on the hardware websites, you're talking $400 to $500 for a brand new water heater, depending on where you buy it at. So they're telling me they're going to be charging close to goddamn $2,000 for labor just for unhooking the old water heater and hooking up the new one.
It would appear so.
I'm like, well,
Tip if you do it yourself, fill the water heater first before you turn it on.
yeah, I
learned that the hard way.
Yeah, I did spend 20 years in the Navy dealing with mechanical systems. Yeah, I do know you fill it with water first before you freaking turn it on.
I did not know that when I installed my own water heater.
Yeah. Well, actually, I did replace the elements on the original one that my father put in there, like, it's like been nearly 20 years ago. That beastie lasted for 30 years. It was coming up close to 20 years old when I replaced the heating elements on it, and it lasted another freaking 10 years. And I'm calling them saying, oh, well, you're supposed to replace your water heater every 10 years. I'm like, not for $2,200 freaking dollars, I'm not.
Yeah, no kidding.
They tried pulling the same, they tried to pull the same bullshit with like, heat pumps and air conditioning system now. Oh, they were only designed to last 10 years. You need to replace them every 10. Horse shit. The one that's cooling my house right now was installed in 1997, and it's just still doing just fine.
They want to explain how the cooling system at the Lorraine Theater was installed in 1936 and is still cooling that place perfectly. Makes it snow.
Yeah.
Well, you
I
know,
mean,
they gotta earn their living.
Yeah. DuPont's got to make their money. Once the patent runs out on one type of refrigerant, oh, well, we're banning that because of environmental reasons. Now you got to use this new refrigerant.
It is interesting how the patents or how the stuff does get banned for environmental reasons conveniently right after the patent wears out. I had noticed. Oh, we gotta send a message.
It's like, amazingly enough, they found out, there's actually designed refrigerant systems that work quite well that use nothing more than carbon dioxide. Guess why they don't build refrigerant systems that use carbon dioxide?
Because they don't work very well.
You can't patent it.
Oh, really?
Well, carbon dioxide is a naturally occurring.
Right. But I would assume you could patent the mechanical portions of it, right?
Yeah, but if it works that well, and basically you can just get the refrigerant right straight out of the friggin' air. It's like, yeah, there's no money to be made for manufacturing the refrigerant.
Do these motherfuckers click on? God damn it, shoot the goddamn destroyer. Don't turn, shoot the motherfucking goddamn destroyer. Are you fucking mental? Shoot the goddamn destroyer with your guns. The main guns can go after the cruiser, but the little guns need to shoot the motherfucking goddamn destroyer. Because that's why you have little guns.
I'll be back in a bit.
It's not like an accident.
What gun's supposed to go after the destroyers, Bob?
Jesus fucking Christ, these people. Alright, so new new problem. My destroyer got hit. I mean, for once, my destroyers aren't being the idiots. The fucking cruisers are.
I mean, yeah, if it comes down to it, all I need one of these places to do is come down and check out the water heater and verify what's wrong with it, and then I can go to freaking Lowe's Hardware 5 miles down the road for $40, get 2 heating elements and 2 new thermostats, and freaking put them in myself.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to be bad. I think this guy's going to get... Nope, he's not. Alright. He's going to miss with his torpedo, but that's okay. At least he shot the torpedo. Alright, so this guy... Alright, destroyers, your job is done. It is time to leave and let my cruisers go forth and spread freedom. To the Netherlands, apparently.
They are in need.
Well, why are you not taking any damage? You got essentially 12 inches, 13 inches on the main belt. You're doing armor-piercing shots. Alright, good. There we go. That's a hit. Up yours, bucko. And I know you're going to shoot torpedoes at me in just a minute, so we're going to try and turn. This thing turns so badly. Can't tell if he fired torpedoes or if he... or if I blew them up. We're going to angle away just in case. There we go. How did that not sink you? I think that I must have blown up the torpedoes. He just really doesn't want to sink, does he? Alright. Well, we'll just start getting closer again.
What really impressed me, though, was back about an hour ago, I went in there just to make me like a cup of instant coffee, and usually I'll just flip the faucet over to hot water and just use hot water and dump some instant in it, and I wasn't even thinking. I flipped it on to hot water, and even after 25 hours after I shut off the breaker to that water heater,
It was still hot.
it was still hot.
Sounds like you got a good water heater.
Yeah, probably like some really good insulation, or else the idiot from Lowe's that installed it 10 years ago screwed up something with the wiring to where flipping the breaker
Just to turn it off.
the power. In which case, yeah, I'm going to take a look at it. I'm pulling the frickin' quick disconnect too.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to finish these fights. I think I'm just going to go to bed because I am fading quick, and I guess could auto-resolve this, but that's probably a bad idea. Oh, fuck it. Here we go. Alright. And you guys will run away. And... shit, I don't want to fight this guy. I've got the firepower, I could probably do it. How fast is he? He's 21 knots. I'm 22 knots. I've got plenty of big guns. Yeah, fuck it. Let's take him out.
I have finally found a cruiser that can be built at 23,000 tons.
Oh?
Yeah, the Russians have a hull called the Super Cruiser.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, this is...
Yeah. He says like as if he's built dozens of them.
Well, no, it just doesn't surprise me that the Russian... Why wouldn't the Russians have a super cruiser?
I wonder just how many hulls and technologies you literally have not got to play with because you always win so quickly.
Oh no, I've done a some of the early games before I was streaming. I would play all the way through into the deep technology trees. I don't like the lake. I really love the Victorian era stuff. I think all of these guys. I think you guys are just all gonna. These patrol ships are slow. Oh, those freedom ships are also slow. Alright, fuck it.
Panzergraph started a new video series there today. Basically, is going into he's got the dip version.
Mm-hmm.
Even the smaller nations like that, and he had added a mod into it to where you have the AI control option for all of your ships again.
Oh, really?
And basically, he is setting up World Cup matches between different nations. The first one he did today was, Norway versus Brazil. And
Right.
8 battleships and 3 battle cruisers had everything on AI control and just let them go after each other.
That's actually kind of cool.
And whoever sinks the most ships, which each ship counts as a goal, uses the same rules as far as if you have a tie going into successive 5-minute overtimes or sudden death.
That's actually kind of cool. Alright, so you guys... Why is the torpedo boat... No, don't do that, dumbass. You are supposed to run away. Run away. You're not charging the battleship. You will die. Not that it matters that much, but I don't want to build any more of you. Alright, so let's go on in.
Yeah, Doctor Who had Colonel Runaway, and now UAD has Captain Runaway.
Oh my goodness! So I saw the best. Doctor Who advertisement. It wasn't real. It was a meme on the internet. But they're basically saying now that the Brits ruined Doctor Who, we need to make an American version of Doctor Who starring Hugh Laurie, from Doctor House.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, I'd actually watch that. What's funny is, so my my girlfriend likes to watch Doctor House translated into Russian, and they make Doctor House seem like such a nice guy in the Russian translation. He's just got a really kind, nice voice, and we were talking about it once, and I was like, yeah, this is really funny to watch. She's like, why? It's like, well, because Dr. House is an asshole. She's like, how much of an asshole? Well, kind of like me times 10. But, yeah, just...
Yeah, that was probably a little bit of a reality check for her.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Yeah. But so the Russian Doctor House is just very, it's just a smoke screen up. Is just very, he just got a very nice, friendly voice. I was like, I mean, maybe it's because I don't understand Russian, and maybe he's saying awful things, but it's like I was watching an anime once, and the English dub version, the old mentor guy, sounded kind of nice and cool and chill, and then I guess they didn't have any more translated versions, so then they went to the dub version, and the dubbed mentor guy was just like a total badass sounding, like angry, and yeah, so it's just really funny how they change a lot of this.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Make an American version of Doctor Who and use Hugh Laurie with the same person.
With the Doctor House personality, yeah.
Personality. Oh my God, yeah.
And the advertisement was like, "No more Mr. Nice Doctor."
Yeah. It would be like Capaldi dialed up to 11.
I liked Capaldi. He was. I could definitely see him dialed up to 11. But yeah, it just... So yeah, that would be my... Because I stopped watching Doctor Who after Capaldi, because it just sort of seemed to be going downhill. You, sir, got hit. And we're going to have you break away from the formation a little bit. And you're going to go kind of off that way. And the rest of you guys are going to go angle in a little bit. Go get them.
Yeah, I've heard more than one person say, yeah, pretty much the same, that basically after Capaldi, it became too much about pushing the quote unquote the message,
Yeah.
instead of actually telling a story and entertaining their viewers.
Well, it's like I don't care if the Doctor is a woman. Like if they use the bad wolf chick, which I heard somewhere that they were thinking of bringing her back to save the franchise. She'd be okay, although she's really a better companion than... and, like, I don't care if the Doctor's gay. I mean, like, Captain Jack was great, and we all know he's seen some up close, right? He's definitely a Navy boy. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Yeah. If I remember right, yeah, Jack can go either way there, depending on what he fancied there.
Yeah. And so... There we go, there's a flash fire. Eat that, fucko. I've got a good friend of mine who's omnisexual. I don't know what the actual real, what the real word is called. I just imagine like a follower of what is it, of Zench, in Warhammer 40k, where they'll bang anything just because they can, and that's cool. You do you. But so like Doctor Who had plenty of good, I hate the word diverse characters. I didn't like Bad Wolf's boyfriend at first. I mean, if you're gonna put in a black dude, don't make him a wimp. Um,
Here's one to make sure.
That's the thing. You know, I first off really didn't, like you said. Yeah, okay, you've got diverse, gay, lesbian, whatever. Yeah, fine.
it's like I don't give a shit.
It wasn't enough. You know, they had it on there. It was like they had to remind you of it like every freaking 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this you know, this person isn't a person, you know, that does X or Y or has such personality. They're gay.
It's like
That's
the
just supposed to
random
be the
obligatory
whole
Asian girl
fucking-
that they put into the new Star Wars series, who was
Yeah.
like completely useless. It's like, you know, I have Asian friends who are badass. Any of them would have been a better random I mean, if you're gonna put a random Asian person into a movie, put in a fucking Roof Korean. I mean, they don't make better Asians than Roof Koreans. You know, don't put some like wimpy, you know, bullshit whatever. And I'm not saying that like the black boyfriend has to be like the character Blade, right? You know, Wesley Snipes is maybe a little bit too badass to be a side character. But, you know, don't make him a wimp. I understand that Bad Wolf's supposed to be the girl boss and she's awesome, and that's totally cool.
Or at the very least, if you start him out as a wimp, like
Then have the hero's journey and have him turn into not a wimp.
yeah, like Rory, you know,
Rory,
like
so Rory is one of my favorite characters. He was such a fucking wuss at the beginning, and then like in the one where he's like the Roman soldier has to guard his girlfriend for like 1,000 fucking years. That's just so fucking badass, right? I mean, that's, you know, do something, you know, love your side characters, make them awesome. Even if they start out awful.
What they call butter chicken.
I had this D&D game I ran in college, and the party ended up adopting this goblin. I don't remember exactly how they got the goblin, but they ended up getting this goblin, and they did, you know, the goblin was originally kind of a morally ambiguous, wimpy goblin who's just, I didn't even think much of him, and they just decided they were going to, you know, take him in, and, you know, because they you know, the goblins were doing goblin things, they wiped him out, he was just the schmuck shoveling shit in the back, and he's like, hey man, I'm not fighting all 10 of you guys, I'm just going to surrender because I'm just a wimpy goblin, and my stats aren't even that good. So they adopted the goblin, and they, you know, just had him become a porter. And by the end of college, you know, this goblin was like level 15, and he was a paladin, and he rode a dragon, and he was just a fucking, I mean, you know, the party was, you know, was just epiced out, but this was like little level 1 piddly goblin turned into a really solid. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing with this guy? He's a fucking goblin's like, no, we're gonna trick him out, man. We're gonna trick him out. It's like, okay, I mean, if you want to use all those books to stat increase and all that stuff, I mean, you know, and then they just fucking made him into a badass goblin. It's like, all right. And but, you know, at least make the side characters good. All right, I'm super tired, and I am gonna go to bed. And my fatigue is just kind of maxed out, and I'm out of energy. So I love you guys. I will see you later. I'll be on probably tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a rough day, and then Tuesday I'm getting crowns, so I may not be on Tuesday. I may not be on Monday or Tuesday. Depends on how much energy I have tomorrow. Yeah, I broke one of my teeth, and one of my old fillings fell out. It's like an old filling from college. I finally gave out, and I know I've been needing this crown for a while. And, so, anyway, I'll try and be on tomorrow night, but we'll see. Mondays are always weird for me, so I'll catch you guys later. Good night, everyone. Bye bye.